Aries, welcome to your reading. It's my pleasure to read for you. We're starting a whole new cycle. Yay! Starting with you. As you know, these readings are timeless and signless, so you don't have to be watching at the time that I'm publishing this. And you don't have to have any significant Aries placements in your natal chart for the messages to be for you. If it resonates, then chances are it's for you. If it doesn't, then I would invite you to take a step back, come back, later, maybe a day or two, and see whether the messages are starting to resonate with you then. Okay, sometimes it's just a matter of the energies manifesting enough for you to be able to identify their presence. If you'd like to work more personally with me, you know exactly where to find me. All of the information on this card that is being illuminated so much that you can't read it possibly. All of that information is on this page, so just go ahead and look for my Etsy link and bada bing, bada boom. All right, something you also can't see, that's a candle. Look, it's so bright. Anyway, so let's jump into this reading, Aries. What's going on with you? You know what? First thing I just heard was mistaken identity, 1 minute, 11 seconds. So I don't know what's going on in your life right now or what's happening, but I'm just getting this energy of mistaken identity. And we have the Judgment card here. And we've got you kind of going along your way. Now, I think that this is, the message that's coming through is that you have been able to progress in your life up until now, up until this moment. Look at how she's like along her way, but she's coming to a bend in the road here where this this big mountain or whatever that is ending. So she's going to be visible from around that corner. So what that's showing is that you've come along your life to a point where you can kind of quote unquote get by without knowing who you are, without knowing what your truth is, without knowing the specifics, right? So, for example, let's say that you've always said, oh, okay, I'm a teacher. And, well, you are, right? And you've been teaching and you've been doing your stuff and blah, 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 2 minutes, 22 seconds. But now, as you come to this moment that's coming up, it's upon us right now. That's why we're energetically able to sense it. You're going to have to step into, I don't want to say you're going to have to, because I feel that you already have. This shift has already happened. So the better words to say is you're going to become aware. You're going to become aware of more of who you actually are. And so then you'll start to realize, oh, I always thought I was a teacher, but now I see that I am, I don't know, let's choose a word. I'm just gonna, I don't know what to say. Let's say you're gonna find out, oh, I always said I was a teacher, but now I realize I'm a decisive negotiator of time and space, and that falls within the realm of teaching, but it's so specific that we don't even know what that means, right? Let's make another example. Oh, I'm a director of energy, when you're directing energy, you're directing it in a certain way that it is able to unfold and illuminate whoever the target is. Like this, that's an example. But so I guess another way that we can say this is that you're going to have a little bit of revelations here. I don't want to say revelations and then everyone goes straight to the Bible. Stay with me, guys. I'm talking about a little bit more of an unveiling of who you are. But I was going to say unveiling, and I almost said undoing. A Course in Miracles, shout out, A Course in Miracles teaches us that as we quote unquote heal, all we're doing is changing our perceptions. Duh, because we're just consciousness, right? So if there's going to be any mistakes in reasoning, it's going to be at the mental level. So you're basically undoing error is what they call it. So a miracle is basically a teaching device. It's a learning device or a teaching device that is there to help you to undo the error of your thinking, right? So as I looked down, it was 4 minutes 44 seconds as I said that. So long story short, it already has shifted, but you're going to see physical evidence and have your aha moments and all of this start to roll in about who you really are. It's like, oh, it's greater illumination, and I love it, Aries. I absolutely love it for you. But the thing about this is that I see that whereas before you were under the impression of yourself as being this entity, for example, now that is going to be, now who you really are is going to become so much more chiseled that what was now just this rounded ball, so to speak, is now this chiseled shape, right? So, whereas before you would have, let's say, come to the end of this mountain and made a left based on the ideas of who you thought you were, now, as you come out into the clearing, it's going to be like, whoa, whoa, emphasis on clearing. Stuff has been cleared from your field already. It's happened, right? So when we clear things, we remove obstacles to our seeing, because basically we're clearing up our misperceptions. So you're going to be like, oh, so this is who I am. And it's interesting because a lot of things are going to be made more clearly to you, not only about who you are, but you're going to experience the effects of this greater clarity. For some of you, it's going to become even more clear and obvious and easy to just glean. Oh, I'm getting past life recall. Some of you are going to get some recall from other times and places for sure. And it's going to become seamlessly integrated into your work life or your life. So let's say, for a quick example there, that you're an architect, right? And if this is you, you're going to, wow, all of a sudden have all this past life information coming from lifetimes, whether you're aware of it or not. You may experience it as inspiration, but it's actually, or some of you, if you're more aware, you'll be like, oh, I know this was from another lifetime. You will start to have these images and these ideas come to mind, and you will start to integrate it into the designs that you make for your architectural job, for example, right? But I'm seeing still others of you starting to like shake your head. It's almost like, whoa, wake up. Like, oh, why was I eating all of this? This isn't for me. This isn't my diet. I don't even like this stuff. Oh, why was I doing that? Your whole palette changes. The things that have appealed to you before or had appealed to you before will suddenly lose taste, lose flavor, lose appeal. And this is what we talk about a lot on this channel, about the importance of doing your shadow work. When you do your shadow work, all you're literally doing, I don't know why I had to say it that way. It's just so simple. All you're literally doing is choosing to look at the parts of yourself that you have been choosing not to look at. It's literally confronting the self, but you should be doing it always with compassion. Self-acceptance, because the whole reason why you've turned away from pulling in certain identities or aligning with certain things or acknowledging that you carry certain beliefs and certain experiences is simply because you don't want to be associated with that, because it triggers you into some type of pain. A lot of these triggers and these pains are coming from other times and places altogether, right? So today you'll like literally spit at somebody who lied, but not knowing that you were a liar in like 6 major lifetimes, and that energy is something that a part of you just can't face yet. And then finally, when you're ready to face this part of yourself, you'll understand, oh, it wasn't a big deal. I'm human. I'm human now. I was human then. I've been lying to myself in this lifetime too. I was lying in other ways. I was lying about who I felt I was, what I thought I was worthy of. Some of you may even have lied to other people, straight to their face, right? So you have to understand these things that we fear so much about being aligned with are not so scary. You are just afraid of you. And that's why I say it's so simple. And so once you really make a decision within yourself, like, all right, you don't have to go full on Lieutenant Dan on us, God bless, but when you're finally ready and you call upon spirit, your higher self, your angels, you just be like, all right, angels, hit it, whatever. They're watching you watch this video, so they're going to understand what you're saying, right? I'm ready to see more of who I am. And your job is to bring self-love and acceptance to it, okay? And that looks simply like, oh, okay, wow, so that's what I've been doing. Oh, okay, wow, ouch, this hurts. Okay, because I'm embarrassed. Okay, I feel a little ashamed. I feel a little guilty, blah, blah, blah. Get rid of all of that. But acknowledge that you feel it. But then remind yourself, of course I would, but I was doing the best I could at the time. And move on, right? Keep doing it, because you don't understand that as you do that and you literally accept yourself, literally accepting yourself as is, and all of the parts of you, whether it's parts that you've only witnessed in other people, people that you don't like and people that you're disgusted by and all that. And I just want to let you know, you're carrying those energies. Where do you think all of these strong feelings about those people come from? Do you understand what I mean? It's a difference, there's a big difference from feeling upset about something and then literally cursing someone's grave because they wore that, or because they said they have this orientation, or because they said they're from this country, or they have that religion. Where is all this animosity coming from? It's your own lack of self-acceptance that is projected out onto the world. So you're not actually seeing these people and seeing their footsteps and feeling their feelings. You're seeing yourself that you detest on these other beings, these other people. And so that's why at 11 minutes, 11 seconds, it is very, very important, if you're planning to really evolve yourself and have more peace within and therefore without, you're going to have to do that inner work by literally just looking at the parts of you that you would rather not look at. Okay? And so that was, I just had to get that out there. That's what you're going to have to do. And I really feel like a lot of clearings have happened recently here for a lot of you energetically. And so you're going, what I was going to say is, when you do that kind of work, then you start to see things unravel. Oh, well, I was a heavy smoker for blah, blah, blah. And then one day I just quit. Why do you think people just quit? Things like that. Why do you think people just walk away from whole lifestyles? They just wake up with a different mindset. It's not that they are better than you, or they're luckier, or God loves them, or blah, 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 blah. All of that is just projection. All it is that they have manifested or brought into physicality a change that has already occurred in the non-physical for them. They changed and shifted something so huge in the non-physical that they literally just woke up and just no longer wanted to do whatever that thing was. The appeal is gone, because when you remove these blockages inside, this denial, you're literally walling yourself off. This is what fragmentation is, right? At an energetic level, when you deny yourself, you're just walling yourself off into fragments. And that's why when we do work together, in our work together, or when you do work anywhere else, all we're doing is literally soul integration. This is about getting you to be open to looking at these parts of yourself that you've kind of walled off across, lifetimes, and then saying to yourself and giving yourself the permission that it's okay to be these things, if that's what it is. And you have to understand that this is your exploration. Do it, because at a higher level, God just, spirit, we don't even have to go that high. We're just like, that's not you. That's actually not who you are. That's, the effects of your trauma over time, and blah, blah. So you see, you're so afraid of being identified with a certain way that you wall it off, yourself off completely. But it's all false thinking, because those are not you to begin with. So that's why I kind of laughed when I was like, all you need to do is shadow work. Just get in there and stop being afraid of yourself. Because when you do that, just the fact that you're open, literally open to looking at it, energy can start to flow now. You're already starting to remove these blockages, because it is the denial itself that is creating all the illnesses and all the stuff that's going on in your life and outside and all of that. It's just projection outward. And so therefore that's when we can have these seemingly miraculous events occur to us. So what I'm going to say, Aries, is you're at a time where a shift has already occurred. So now allow yourself to just lean into whatever is happening for you, and you're going to find yourself making new changes in your life, because you no longer, look at you going separate ways. Look at this. Boom. Yeah, cut that rope. You're no longer feeling called to do what it is that you thought you were doing. And so I'm like, oh, I hope I still get to do this. Where is this taking me, right? So let's all be open. Let's see.